When you see a chart like this, can you see patterns? People think the idea that there's actually patterns in this chart and that you can use them to make money is either bullshit or impossible, but they're all wrong. And in this video, I'm going to prove it by showing you how I took this chart and turned it into this, and then used it to make money live on YouTube.
2 consecutive bull bars. That's a buy signal. Order filled and we're in the trade.
We did it, guys. I said if I won, I gotta do my money dance. Hey, I'm Brent. Welcome to my channel. In this video, we're going to quickly cover these 11 lessons, starting with this one. Number 1, gap up or gap down. To unlock this, go into your chart settings, click events, and make sure that session breaks is turned on. I like the dotted line. And as soon as you do that, you will see where the day opened, okay? So the day opened here on this dotted line. And what you'll see is that there is a gap between the close of yesterday and the open of today. So that's a gap. And if we measure it, we've got about an 18-point gap up, okay? So lesson number 1 is look for a gap up. Is it a gap up or a gap down? Note that on the chart and make sure to include the distance in points so that you can evaluate that. Number 1, check the box. Number 2, support and resistance lines. The 2 most reliable support and resistance lines are what? First of all, support and resistance is the most important idea in all of trading. And what are the 2 most reliable support and resistance lines? Yesterday's high and yesterday's low. Just look at the prior day and look at which one is the closest, prior high or the prior low, and then mark HOY or LOY. So that's item number 2, check the box. And number 3, support and resistance areas. There's support and resistance lines, but there's also support and resistance areas. So look down here. I've marked a key support area. When you see a key support area, what does that mean? That means that the price has gone into that area and it's bounced out of that area multiple times. So it happened once here, and then it happened here again. We bounced out, see that? And then look, it happened again here, okay? So this is different than a line because it's more of an area. It was here, and then it was here, and now it's here. And I've noted that right here, key support area. So that's gonna be an area for us to watch. So we're gonna put that right here, check the box on number 3. Number 4, double bottom. What happens when the price comes into this support area? So it's not as simple as a key support line, because with a key support line, if it cracks that line, then support turns into resistance or vice versa. However, in a key support area, what you want to do is watch how the price reacts to that area. So that requires more patience. Patience may be the most important quality for the mental game in all of trading. So when we come into this support area, we're going to watch what happens, and we are going to expect what happened last time, but we're going to watch closely because it might happen differently this time and it might change our mind. So when the price moves down like this into this key support area, I am watching this price and I'm noticing that this candle was a doji candle. Do you see how this candle number 20, if we zoom in, that it's really tiny and it has basically no bar body? Now look what happened. We have this huge bear candle. Bear candles on my chart are black instead of red because it helps me keep my emotions level. And then what happened next? The next candle has 0 bar body, okay? So what that tells me is that the bears are losing momentum coming into this key support area. And then we got another bear candle right after that. But then look what happened next. We got it bull close. That's this guy right here, okay? What just happened is we made a double bottom because now we have a bottom here and a bottom here. And I drew the line noting the double bottom. So check the box on number 3 and 4, check. What we also have here is number 5, nested patterns. What's a nested pattern? It's a pattern inside a pattern. It's like trade inception, patterns inside of patterns inside of patterns. Oh my God, price action is fractal. That means what happens on shorter time frames also happens on higher time frames. So if you have a double bottom here and here, it's actually also a nested pattern because look, this is a double bottom too. We call that a micro double bottom, giving us now nested patterns, which means a double bottom inside a double bottom. And why is that important? Because that gives us higher probability, which we like because that means it's going to be easier to make money. Number 6, buy signal is what? What is a buy signal? I don't know what your strategy says, but my strategy says a buy signal is 2 consecutive bull bars with one closing near its high. That's why I wrote buy signal here. And that is now a signal telling us that it's safe to enter. Why? Because the probability has been confirmed that we are likely to have a move up. Is it guaranteed? No, but it will probably happen, meaning it's more likely than not. You need to be able to learn to think in probabilities. Probabilities are not guarantees. Very key side point for the mental game. Number 7 here, we've got tails or evidence of what? Now, what we notice is that on the bottom here of these candles, we have tails. And what that tells us is that there was buying down here. That means that as soon as the price came into this zone, that we bounced out of that zone, which is exactly what happened here. So that is more evidence showing us that a move up here is probable. Number 8, 3 things you got to get right are. There are 3 things you need to get right for every single trade that you make if you want to make that trade effective. The first one, the setup, 2 consecutive bull bars with one closing on or near its high. The 3 things you got to get right though are not just the pattern and the signal, but the stop loss and the profit target, because you can be right and still lose the trade if you mess up the stop loss or the profit target. So we've got the setup, but what about our stop loss? Our stop loss is going to go at the bottom of that bull leg, okay? So the position's gonna look like this, below that bull leg, and I went 2 ticks below. So here's the bottom, I went 1, 2 ticks below, 6-point stop, no big deal. Next, how do you take profits? My way of taking profits is using measure moves. There's a lot of ways to do this, and there's a lot of good ways to do this, but my preferred way to do this is using a measure move. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure that breakout, okay? The 2 consecutive bull bars were followed by another bull bar. If you look, there are a series of 3 bars. A breakout is a series of bars in a direction. And now we have 3. So my preferred way of taking profits is to use a fib retracement with 2 equidistant moves. You see that? This is equal to this. No matter how I drag it, the first move is equal to the second move. That's called a measured move. And I'm going to measure from the open of that first bull bar to the close of that last bull bar. So that means my profit target is going to be here at that measured move. And then I'm going to, just for safety, I'm going to move my profit target 2 ticks below that. So that's our profit target. Now, we've got everything we need to execute this trade properly, except there's going to be one more detail, and that is number 11, adding to your position. And how do I add to my position? The way that I added to this position was after the trend continuation was confirmed. So I got long here, as I shared with you. And if you want to see this trade live, go to my live stream and you can see this actually happening in real time. So I waited for 2 bear bars. That's a pullback, right? And then what happened after that? The bulls bought. Now, what does that tell me? That tells me that the bulls are so confident that the price is going up that even when the bears get 2 consecutive bear bars on the chart, they're immediately buying. And the fact that that bar closed above the prior candle shows me buying pressure, meaning probability favors the bulls. So I added on here, and then what? I waited 1, 2, 3, 4 candles, price hit my target, and called it a day. So don't let anybody tell you that chart patterns are bullshit. Subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.